welcome back to the review studio. Begins on episode 8 of Witchhatatelier. The episode we started, The Misgiving of the Knights of Morales. Picking up where we left off, the Knights of Morales are seconds away from wiping Coco's memories when Richie intervenes and stops Ernest's Ethes or the Knight. I'll just call him the Knight. I don't know how to properly pronounce his name. Maybe there's a pronunciation. I'll rewatch the episode and see if how they pronounce it, but I'll call him the Knight. As they're falling, Tetia uses her magic to catch them. Before the Knight can recover or retaliate, Kifri is already behind him with his sword, the coolest sword in the show. After a brief and short discussion, the Knight backs down but makes one thing very clear before he leaves. His investigation is not over. This isn't really resolved. It's kind of postponed, and the way he says it tells us he really means it, because the way he said it's it's not yet over. He's coming back soon. If he gets any evidence that Coco is related to the Brimcaps, he's coming to erase her memory without any resistance. Before I continue with the review, there's one thing I want to talk about. It's about Costes' dad. Like I kind of get his his son would die, but the way he was talking to the witches, it was as if he was telling them to do it. I don't know how to say, but the way he was saying, I was really getting frustrated with him. I know his kid is dying, but the way he was forcing the witches to help him was really really forceful, to the point where I was I was yo, because Costas was the one who even did this to him. Why didn't okay, I'm not putting blame on him, but Costas kind of put this on himself. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying the way this scene that I'm putting up doesn't really do me justice what I'm saying, but if you watch the episode you can get what I'm saying. Anyway, following the confrontation, Kifri pulls Agathe aside and tells her something that he tells her that towards she's been working hard since the beginning, and he's willing to let her take the test that allows witches to cast magic outside the atelier, in front of ordinary people. God, this is so loud. And honestly, she kind of deserves it. Out of all the apprentices, Agot has shown the most technical mastery among everyone. Last episode, she was able to draw a seal entirely from memory. There was she didn't even look at it once. It was just muscle memory and pure recall. That's equivalent of writing a complex equation with your eyes closed and getting every symbol exactly right. like Impressive doesn't really cover how advanced she is. I know I shit on her a lot, but she is quite advanced for her age. Coco noticed something kind of strange about her ink when Kifri returns it to her. It's the ink, it's back to its normal level, because we know she spilled a lot of ink when she fell down from the cliff. Kiefer kind of notices it too. He uses the opportunity to take her to Nolan's shop under the pretense of getting her a custom pen. And I'll be honest, I completely forgot that Coco still hasn't gotten a custom pen. That detail has been quietly sitting open this whole time, and the show kind of picked it up back up it never even left. Like when I was watching it, and I remembered, oh, we still have to we still haven't gotten our custom pen. It's like a plot point which you didn't think that it was that important, but they later used it, making it really crucial. If you kind of get what I'm getting to. Anyway, as while Kifri runs his tests at the back with Master Nolan, the guy who makes the inks and the pens for the witches, Coco ends up in the back of the shop with Nolan's grandson, Torres, Torres, Torres. to take. I'm gonna say Taurus. I think to take Taurus. Who notices she has been hurt ankles and quietly tends to it without like making like a big deal about it. Coco being Coco immediately starts asking questions about like every single ingredient, dye, and tool on the shelves, reluctantly and enthusiastically, with kind of zero regard for whether Tetia has time for like to answer her questions. With like Coco's like a child in the world's most interesting museum, and there's like no stopping. Like she is everything. Like she likes everything magic. So like being in a shop where like there are magic items is like a paradise to her. You know. Teacher kind of answers patiently, but there's something underneath it. Like it, he was like envious of her. Like he would rather be where Coco is, like studying magic in the atelier. And the way he kind of says it tells you that this isn't like a pass. Isn't passive to like he's always been wanting to like join the atelier. This scene also drops some generally interesting lore about like the magic ink, like different ingredients change like how a spell functions. You know, some extend duration, like some auto like potency, which means unlike a direct magical confrontation, but like between like two highly qualified and skilled witches casting like if two highly qualified witches casting the same spell and it was during a fight, I think the one with the best ink would win. Like the craft goes deeper than like casting. Like I love when this show reminds us how much when the world building because I didn't I wasn't thinking about that, you know. Since there's no concept of like mana and everything, I didn't know how like you could make your spells stronger. So like knowing about like the different inks and ingredients to add to make your spell last longer or extend the duration kind of, you know, just makes the world even more interesting. Then Kifri's spell, you know, voluntarily shakes the shop. Shelves go over, pigments, jars scatter everywhere. It was just pure chaos. Coco trying to help suggests they sort everything back by matching the colors, which is a reasonable idea. It's a logical idea, but Therese kind of snaps at her, and then he tells her why he has. I think it's silver wash syndrome, a condition that causes him to like see the entire world in like shades of silver. Like no, it's like color blindness. Like it's like a person who sees the world in black and white. Technically, like he memorized every jar not by color but by its exact position on the shelf. Like color sorting is something he simply really can't do. That's And I think the other reason he snapped is because Coco loves everything about magic, but since because he has like silver wash, he can, even though he knows much more than Coco, he can never be like a proper witch. I think that's like the other main reason he kind of like snapped at her. Like I genuinely never thought about this, but colorblindness and magic in this world aren't like just inconvenient. Like all that passion, all that knowledge of like all the ingredients and dyes and like magical components, and the door is closed before he even gets the chance to like walk through it. Like this, it's kind of genuinely heartbreaking if you like think about it. You know, like he has all the knowledge. Like I think amongst all like the cast, except excluding like you know the grown adults, like if we think about the kids, he is the most like experienced with magic craft. Like if he didn't have silver wash syndrome, I think he would be like better at magic than Agat is right now. He also kind of tells Coco that everyone has things that they simply aren't capable of doing. Then he asks her to leave. Coco kind of walks out stunned, and she was shocked. You know, as she gets and doesn't get at the same time. She only thinks that it's about like the shelves and the labels, but it's kind of something deep. It's deeper than she actually even knows. Now, the part that changed everything when Nolan discovers that Kefri is not going to like tell the Knights of Morales about like the new dangerous thing that they discovered about the ink that Coco got, he kind of told Skipper that they need to like inform the Knights of Morales. It's kind of the right call. It's the most reasonable call. It's exactly what you should do in a case where like a beam cap, something related to a beam cap is. I think it's mandatory to like submit to tell the Knights of Morales if you know anything about the beam caps. But then in the next scene, we kind of see Kifri coming out of the workshop, like nothing really happened. And then like a few minutes later, we pop back to the scene where Ted Trellis is asking his grandfather what that light was, and then his grandfather kind of asks like, what is he talking about? Like, what flash of light? Which which kind of tells us that Kifri erased the memories of Nolan. Like, let us sit and let sit for like a second. This is the same man who taught like his students that memory wiping is the most evil and most forbidden acts that a witch can commit. He has lectured on that. He has used it. He kind of has used it on like a standard tool for what makes like a beamed cap like dangerous and wrong, and then he ends up like using it himself to protect his private investigation of the beam caps. So where does this leave us? Like, is Kefri a good person doing like a terrible thing for like some reason? Like, I don't know. Or is he just consumed by his own obsession that he stopped noticing that he's crossing the line? Or has he always been this person and we just really haven't seen, like, this is episode 6, we haven't seen that much of Kefri's character? Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, the fact that I don't know is exactly what makes this episode so unsettling. Like, Kefri has been one of the most consistently trustworthy presence in the story. Like, Kefri is that guy. When he shows up, during like a tough scene, we kind of expect him to like resolve it. And this episode kind of pulls the rug out under us. Like, I'm like, okay, it's unexpected and expected at the same time, because during the episode where he kind of threatens Nolan with like he should not, the first time he told Nolan to not tell the Knights of Morales, like we kind of felt that Kefri was relatively had a dark side, but this episode kind of pushed me towards, I don't know if it's like, I really don't know if he's the villain or not. Anyway, here's today's question of the day. Kifri erased Nolan's memory to protect his investigation. Do you think his obsession with hunting the green caps is going to pull him further down this road? And at what point does he become like the thing he's fighting against? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm Hunter, and I'll see you in the next one.